Hey, everybody. I'm here with Kilian from Electric Arc Recording in Germany. I'm totally stoked to have you on. This is a kind of a new segment where we talk to people about their studios. It very rarely happens, but I love when there's somebody that specializes or has any connection to the surf scene. So, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only guess that you've had Martin Schmidt in there.
No, not yet.
All right,
But
but you do know
the
who I'm
last
talking about.
the last band I had in here was the Kilias.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
Okay. Yeah, we recorded a. I hope I'm allowed to talk about it. A EP,
Well,
split
this won't
EP.
air till August.
Oh yeah, then we're fine. It should be released by then. We recorded two songs for a split LP, actually a split whatever vinyl with a Stronzo Gelantino. And because, yeah, after that, because they actually, I have to tell you about this building. So we are in East Berlin, and this is an old building where a lot of people used to live. It's called Plattenbau, which means it's like a 8 stories high building with lots of small apartments in there. So
Okay.
after the wall came down, these buildings got, yeah, neglected, I think is the correct word. And some people bought them and decided to put practice rooms and studios in here. So
Okay.
and the Kilaueas are in the seventh or eighth floor. I'm on the ground level. So yeah, it was obvious they came down just to record some stuff here. And after recording these two songs, and yeah, they were really happy, we decided to record another album. I think we recorded 12 tracks. Um, and yeah, it went fine. It was really, really good experience also for
Awesome.
me. um, Tried a lot of things. We had an awesome time in here. I mean, we all people who don't do this on uh, we all have day jobs. So we did this on
Yeah.
the weekends and in the evening, and we had a lot of sessions here, and it was really funny. I mean, there's a
Wait.
fridge, there's a coffee machine, and some
Oh,
good food,
nice.
and so yeah, you can have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Awesome. So when you said when we were corresponding, you said you specialize in surf music, correct?
I kind of specialized in surf music. I'm willing to try everything right now, but I will show you around a little bit in my studio. You will see
Awesome.
why I have specialized in surf music. Um, these amplifiers, yeah, we're gonna go to the recording room and you will see why. It's obvious I have to record surf music in here. It's I have all the gear. I have a lot of vintage guitars. I have a lot of vintage amplifiers. Yeah, so when the pandemic started, when COVID came along, it was like super boring not making music, and I decided, well, why not? Let's start a small studio. It's more like a project. It used to be a project studio for my own band, the Hicadoolas, and we recorded some tracks, and then I kind of went down that rabbit hole. And yeah, that's where I am. So, okay, this is the recording desk. Obviously, I'm doing digital recording in here. Why digital? I don't know. I think it's much easier to record on digital. I have some outboard gear down here which is connected, which I use, of course, but in the end, it all ends up in the computer. So then we come over to this section. This is, yeah, some amplifiers. This is a 1962 Bandmaster, 1963 Fender Showman. I think this one is signed by Dick Dale on the back. This is another 1963 Showman, and we have, oops, a Gomez Surfer, which I also love. Pretty good amp. So coming over here, whoops, just a second. Got to untangle my mic. We have, of course, the Surfer Back Classic. and reverb unit number 1, reverb unit number 2, and reverb unit number 3. Number 3 is the one I bought of Lorenzo. It's also a 1963. So this is the small room where, yeah, usually I sit. There's a lot of pedals here and all that stuff that's needed sometimes. This is the recording pedal board. I don't know if you can see it. It's just all tuners hooked up. So you're always in tune here. So, okay. Let's go over to the recording room then. Just got to make sure don't I get caught up in my cables here. So yeah, this is the part where you record. And this is loud. So these are Ecolet speakers. They are basically identical to the Fender Showman speakers. They also have the tone ring. These are 15-inch with a, this one has a JBL, this one has an Eminence EPS 15C, this one has a Eminence Commonwealth. Also some 212s that came with the Bandmaster. These are Rolf's amplifiers, which are parked here at the moment, also a Showman and a Bandmaster. This is a 1965 Vox AC30. Yeah, this thing has 2 settings. The settings are on and mega loud. It's really extremely loud. So yeah, because this is an old building, an old East German building, where it was not possible to have a window in here. So we're doing this by using some GoPros so we can communicate with the people over here. We have a little drum riser. The drums are always installed in here, but yeah, people can also bring their own drums. It's no problem. This is a 90s Sonar kit, which is super awesome. I like it a lot. Then we have this little rack over here where everything, this is the heart of this room, so to say, where all the microphones are connected. We have some of these P24 systems, so everybody has his own mix. Some gobos over there in the corner, and yeah, this is my microphone locker, if you will, with a lot of expensive microphones. And this is for my band. This is our live rig, using some quilters, Surfy Bear Studio, and our own contained in-ear system, which is super awesome because I can't be asked to bring all this stuff along to live gigs. The first thing you will hear when you bring this stuff to live gigs is, you got to turn the amplifier down, and I'm quite sick of that. So we decided to go the whole in-ear way, and yeah, that's pretty awesome actually. So yeah, that's basically it. 2 rooms. I won't show you the bathroom, but you can shower here. There is a bathroom. There's a washing machine. There's an IKEA nearby if you need some furniture or anything else. So yeah, it's a nice, it's 24/7. There are some other bands practicing here, but we rarely have any problems with bleed.
Dude, that was awesome.
It's a lot of stuff, man. I don't know where it came from. It's been like 30 years on this surf music trip, and that's why I say I'm specialized in recording surf music. It just makes sense.
It just sounds really like a lot of fun in there. Yes. Any band would have a field day.
Yeah. It's like you can test everything. We spent hours in here just throwing amplifiers on speakers, different microphones, different reverbs for each song. I mean, if you want to have a gritty, dirty Dick Dale style sound, you can have that. Or if you want to have a super clean sound, you can also have that. That's, yeah, it's all a combination of amplifiers, microphones, and reverb units. So yeah, the problem is with these amplifiers, like I said, playing live with them is possible, but you have to have a super nice venue or people who are acceptable, who can accept this kind of volume because they are really really loud.
what is what are some of the bands that have come through that you really had a great time experimenting with sound and sharing a love of surf rock, surf music, whatever you want to call it, surf
Not
guitar.
not that many because I'm not doing this for a long time now. So I had my own band, of course, the Hicadoolas. We're doing mainly uh, surf music with vocals. I know it's not surf music then. Got it. um, uh, the other band that came in here twice to record EPs was the Dirty Mops. They played the Surfer Joe 2025 this year
Oh
also.
yeah.
Super nice guys, also from Berlin. And now two times the Kilaueas. And the next band, I have a side project with the same people as in the Hicadoolas. We're doing some German punk music. Um, why not? And the next ones are coming in is Werner Braun and the Rocket Flames. This is the side project or the other band from the bass player of the Kilaueas. They also played the Surfer Joe 2024 last year. Pretty good band
Okay.
actually, also from Berlin. I just saw them live a couple of weeks ago in an old bar, and it was like, that feeling when you stand there and think, dude, I think like 50 years ago someone just stood here like me and listened to almost the same kind of music and was as happy as I am now. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. And so you have the band. So you're in two bands currently, and you have the studio.
Yeah, it's I don't think a lot of people make a good living. I know a lot of professional musicians, by like I said, by professional I mean people who really do this for a living. And it's a tough job, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm I'm still taking guitar lessons, and my
You're kidding,
teacher
right?
is no. I'm still learning, like reading sheet music, jazz, and all that stuff. And my teacher is one of I've met a lot of people through him, and these are all like really official musicians, and it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, they have studied an instrument. It's not like all us who just when I was 15, I picked up a guitar and strummed some chords, and here I am, and that's it. So these people studied instruments, and it's a tough life. It's you have to
Yeah.
want this. It's not like yeah, it's not like your average 9 to 5 job with a steady income.
Oh, it's like 24/7.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're sick, you're sick. You don't get money. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. And we my wife and I, Jen, had seen the Messer Chaps a few times,
Hmm.
and it's nice to go out on a date night, and that's a good night. That's a good band to see on like a date night with your spouse. And then a couple times they had problems with visas. So once again, like you said, you know they don't get paid for that. So they gotta figure that out, and that's not exclusive to them. A lot of people have that problem.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. It's I wonder if everything will go smoothly at the Surf Guitar 101 festival this year because there are a lot of bands coming in from not the US. It's gonna be
Yeah,
pretty exciting. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. The climate here, the social climate, the political climate is questionable, to say the least.
we are seeing the same shift in Germany, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's kind of well, I'm not gonna get into that because,
No, no. But it
but
sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, yeah. But well, I wanted to thank you for coming on, and I want you to before we go, I want you to kind of to plug your studio. Like tell us one last time about where you're located, what services you offer, and how people can get a hold of you.
Okay. Um, you can visit my homepage, electricarc.com. I think the link will be in the description, I guess.
Sure.
um, I'm located in Berlin, East Berlin. Um, it's called. It's between the districts Marzahn and Lichtenberg. But yeah, if you're in Berlin, you will find it. The address is on the homepage. And yeah, what do I offer? I mean, I have plenty of gear. I have plenty of vintage stuff here. I have a lot of nice microphones. I took the time and rented a lot of vintage microphones um, from a nice place here in Berlin and checked them all out. And I still have a list of microphones I need to get, but I have an idea what works pretty good on surf recordings. And yeah, it's we have coffee, we have a fridge. Um, It's
Awesome.
a nice
Awesome.
place here. It's all the house is full of musicians. Yeah, I have an opera singer practicing every day here, which is super nice. I mean, that's super cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's no problem with bleach. Don't worry when you come in here. We only had that once when there was a girl punk band playing upstairs. They were so freaking loud. So we grabbed the pizza and waited until they were done. But this is the place is called Art Traktiv, which is a play on words. I won't explain now. It's a German play on words. Um, well, no, it works in English also. It's art attractive, like attractive.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, that works in English as well. So, and I think we have like 80 rooms like this in the house. It's
Wow.
divided. One half is for electronic music, so people without a drum set, basically, and the other side is for bands. Just it's 8 stories high, I think, and there's room after room after room. And I'm super lucky because I'm on ground level here, bottom floor. It's I only have one neighbor upstairs, and I've got their WhatsApp number. So if I'm here for recording, I always tell them, "Hey, please don't come in this weekend." But you also have
Nice.
that in big studios. I mean, it's. I remember somebody saying when they recorded, I think Queens of the Stone Age, that one day they only could do songs in the key of E because the other band was playing so loud, and the song they were practicing was in the key of E, so the bleed wasn't too terrible. So
Oh my god,
that's
that's
super
funny.
cool. Yeah, that it's crazy. No, it's a nice place in here. I mean, Berlin is worth a visit anyway. So if you ever come to Berlin with your wife, you're invited, of course.
Oh,
And
excellent, excellent.
here is one super nice thing is here because it's all just musicians and there's nothing surrounding us. There are two other buildings like this, also packed with musicians. So it's like a super creative space here. Um, you can turn up these showman amplifiers and nobody gets annoyed. You can do that at 3 a.m. and nobody gets annoyed here. And
Yeah.
I remember when Tom Kilauea was, usually people sit back here um, and play the guitar, record the guitars or the bass or whatever. And the amp the cabinets are blasting in the other room. I mean it's unbearably loud. And Tom he wanted to be in there to record his own guitar, and I was like, okay, don't hurt yourself, please. And he recorded one song. He came back through that door and was like, guys, you gotta go over there. It's so fucking amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's a difference. I was talking about all this in-ear stuff and all that live performance stuff that we experienced in the last years. I do understand the excitement you get when you stand in front of such an amplifier, like turned up
Yeah.
over halfway, and I mean, your trousers are just shaking, from the air they move.
Yeah, when you feel that pressure from the speaker, it's like, oh my god.
It's amazing, yeah. Also, I've collected a lot of vintage microphones. Luckily, I am in Germany, so I have a lot of. I think it's the same like you guys have Craigslist, um,
Yeah,
where I can find old vintage microphones for dirt cheap. German microphones, and the
yeah,
quality is Biodynamics or Sennheiser.
yeah.
It's all
Outstanding.
It's really amazing. I got all these old MD 421s on the drums. I also throw them on the guitars. I have a lot of weird. It's all on my homepage. A collection of weird biodynamic microphones. I think that's the most important part. Actually, is having a good microphone at the right place, at a good source, played by a musician who really knows what he's doing. That's why I'm decided to go digital as well, because I don't think it matters that much. You can emulate a lot of things. You got to keep in mind, it's with this digital world. We are not in 2005. We are not in 2015. It's 2025, and technology has come a long, long, long way. And if you want to sound it like it's been recorded with tape, that's not a problem. You can do that. Yeah, you will lose some of the warmth. It's like 1 or 2%, maybe, but be honest, nobody will hear that except you.
Except the
So
person that recorded it.
yeah, exactly. Except the one who wants to record fully analog. I mean, I get the point,
Yeah,
but it's so much more convenient to have everything in a computer. We have we took hundreds of takes in here just for some parts, and until yeah,
yeah,
everybody comes in here and just like it's relaxing and say, okay, let's do this song, let's do that part, and when we start, and we do it until it's like everybody in the room feels okay. That was the take. That was it. That's done. And when you do it with tape, it's super complicated because yeah, you get one chance, maybe two, and that's it. You got to nail it at that point. And if you're
yeah.
excited and the red light comes on, you're getting stiff and your fingers getting stiff. Yeah, so that's one part, one thing why I decided to go fully digital with the recording.
You're much easier to edit than splicing.
Yeah, yeah. I do a lot of comping and editing yeah, in my free time then as well. Always learning new stuff, and it's not a shame. I think many people think you have to nail it in one take. I don't think that's necessary anymore. That's for playing live. If you can pull your stuff off live and it sounds good, people are enjoying it, people are dancing, more power to you. But this is a studio environment. You have to don't have to put pressure on yourself to make it sound perfect the first time. Of course, you want to make it sound perfect at some point, but it doesn't have to be perfect at the first time. You get as many takes as you want, of
That's
course.
interesting. That's great that you put it that way. Which I'm sure you tell the bands when they come in. Just chill. Everything will be all right.
Yeah, that's the point. Just chill. I mean, disk space is unlimited. Just do whatever you want. Time is limited, but that's the only factor.
Yeah,
But that's usually nobody sits here and looks at his watch. So yeah, that's
yeah.
it's really relaxing to have that on your hands, just to be able to deliver the best performance possible.
Awesome, awesome. Well, like you said, I'm gonna put the link in the description to your homepage
Thanks.
where anybody can contact you, speak about maybe stopping by on tour and checking
Yeah.
the place out. Whatever the case may
Because
be.
I've listened to a lot of surf music, of course, obviously, and I with modern recordings, or let's put it another way, the old recordings have their vibe. They have a kind of spirit. They are not perfect, but it's fine the way they are. They sound cool. And if you're a surf band and go to into a professional studio where you pay a lot of money and tell the sound guy, the recording engineer, hey, I want to record surf music, instrumental guitar music, um, let's do it. I always think the result is not what people have in mind in the end, because nobody has that experience or the ear for understanding what is the pressure of a showman, what is it doing to you, how can you
Yeah,
translate that into a recording. I mean, I've listened to recordings that have been recorded with blonde showman amplifiers, and they sound thin because the people use the wrong microphones, wrong preamps, and uh, they didn't
yeah,
get the point. I mean, they're great recording engineers, obviously, for sure, but you have to get the, get this right. And I experimented a lot with microphones and placements of the microphones, and I think I have a good technique of recording and capturing that sound, that raw energy of the amplifiers. It was complicated. It was a lot of trial and error.
oh yeah, totally. I believe you. I believe you. And coming from a person like me, like who's been in bands, and like yourself, like when you play it live, you sound one way, and once you put it down, once you record it, you're like, shit, is that what I sound like? Like,
Yeah,
but that is the difference. It's not what you sound like live. It's what you sound like on tape
yeah,
or
that's
in
the
the
point.
computer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the point. I remember my first recordings with my first surf band back in the 90s. And I got the first raw mix back. And I listened to it and said, dude, what happened to my guitar? Is it doesn't sound like it. I was playing a Fender Twin. I mean, it's a good amplifier. It's a loud amplifier. It has a lot of meat. And it sounded so thin, like going directly into the recording uh, whatever. And I was like, what happened here? And that was the point where I thought about it the first time in my life. And I was like, something must be wrong because that's not how you capture live bands or how you play. It's another thing to consider when you come into my place, but we can arrange that. The room is quite small. Um, I have a solution to make a band sound lively for in my experience is the first question is, do you want to record to a click track or you don't want to record to a click track? I'm fine with
right.
either. It's way easier to edit and to fix things if you do record with a metronome. But that's up to the band.
Yeah,
Um, and then the thing is, do you want to record live or do you want to have that layered recordings? And in my
yeah,
experience, my personal preference is having the bass player and the drummer play at the same time in the same room and record this. You have the bleed in the microphones, and it sounds like a band. It sounds raw. There is, there are mistakes, but they do them together because they can look each other in the eye and go, yeah, yeah,
yep,
and that's and then you just layer the guitars on top and whatever you want afterwards. So that captures the spirit of the band. It's also what I experienced with my first recordings of my band was we did the layered first, the drums, then the bass, then the guitars, then the vocals, and then the percussions and everything. And it never sounded like we sounded live. It sounded like a studio recording, which is also good in some way, but it didn't sound honest. It wasn't. I couldn't uh, identify myself with it. That was like maybe that was the problem. I was like, nah, it's not right. So we did a lot of experimentation in here, and we came to the conclusion that recording drums and bass in the same room, the microphones bleeding in each other, is just awesome. It just sounds so organic, so much like a real band playing together live. It's great.
that's
So
awesome.
also because of the limited space. I mean, I cannot blast two Showman amplifiers plus a bass amplifier plus a drum kit in one room. I mean, obviously the astronauts did it, but it were w- I think it was a different studio then. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, what I would like to see from you in the future is I would love to see videos of you doing your thing in your studio. Like I don't care where you post them, but I would love to see your technique in action. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm
So
super
think
lazy
about
when it comes
posting
to
it
social
on.
media, man.
What's
I'm
that?
I'm so I'm so lazy when it comes to social media, man. It's like
Well, that's the thing. Most people are so busy doing their thing that social media is just one more thing to add to it. But hey, that's what I do. So
yeah, more power to you. Respect. It's
so
cool.
yeah,
But
don't ever.
I've spent three hours setting up all the cameras and microphones today just for this. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's worth it. Ryan's a nice guy. I like what he does. But in the end, dude, I could have practiced guitar for 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's the thing. Like people, and I get it. I'm trying to get to the point where I can send the message to everybody that's like, hey, I can do this, so
yeah,
you don't have to worry about it. You do an interview and then it gets the word out, just like you did today. You explained a lot and gave a lot of information in this short amount of time. And believe me, what you coming on today is going to be worth it for you.
yeah,
So
thank you. By the way,
that's the.
nice glasses.
Oh, you like them?
I think we have the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My eyes get bad. Now I'm getting to be old man. My eyes are bad.
Dude, when I'm looking on my phone, I'm always like this.
Yep, yep,
It's yeah.
dude.
What
So
year? What year are you born, if I may ask?
73.
I'm 76. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. So I was roughly the same kind of era. We grew up the
Yeah,
same
that's
way.
true. Yeah, so um that's so much for recording live surf music or surf bands. The most important thing is practice your stuff before you come in, please. That would be super nice.
Yep.
Um, but I'm also always willing to help people. Just like with the Kilaueas, they came in here, and I mean, these guys know their stuff. I mean, they play a awful lot of shows and a great live band, and but still, we were sitting here together and discussing parts. And I grabbed the guitar and like, can you try it like this? And he tried. Yeah, that's cool. That's good. We're gonna do it like this. Um, I think I even played some small bits on there. It's just so I just wanted to show them. Like, I play. Oh yeah, you can record it quick. Yeah, cool. So that's one thing. You should always be open minded about input. It's like
Yeah. I
doing
agree.
the creative part inside of a studio is so important. It's not like you come in here, you have practiced your stuff, you have played your fair share of live gigs, and you know what you're doing. But this is a recording. This is not the live thing. If
Yeah.
talking a little bit nerd talk, if the bass player is doing low frequencies, there's no need for the guitar to be also in his territory. So stop it. Don't do it. And I will tell you. So please don't do it. And we did that a lot now. That's one thing I learned is like separating every instrument by frequencies, checking, okay, what makes sense to if the bass player is playing a low E, guitar player is also playing a low E. Does he have to strike the low E string? Obviously, maybe, usually not, because the bass player
Yeah.
is already doing it. So these are fine, small details. I mean, it helps.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm still taking guitar lessons for a couple of years now. I started as a child, picking up my guitar. Um, learned basic chords, basic scales. Never got too deep into it, and like in the last decade, I got really deep into it. Like I said, all that jazz stuff. Schofield is now my hero at this point, and it helps. It helps a lot if you know a lot of theory about music, not music theory per se, but the what makes music, what makes the movement, what makes the groove, what makes the emotion of the music. That's the most important part, I think, and to capture that and to make people bring that out of themselves in the studio. Like that's the hardest part, but it's always so
Yeah.
satisfying if you see the bass player just nailing his part and being like, dude, that was so awesome. I had so much fun and it was so good and the sound was perfect and I have such a good feeling this will be a great recording. That's the point of this whole thing here. It's a safe space.
Yeah. Awesome. 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 Is there anything before we go? Is there anything that you would like to say or mention that I might not have asked about or you might not have talked about yet?
Let me think. Yeah. Oh, I don't do mastering. I would suggest if you think about coming in here, um, I give you the mixes. I can mix, of course. I will do that. I will edit your stuff. I can mix your stuff. I don't do mastering. That's a total different beast. I've not gone down that rabbit hole yet, but I don't do that. So that's something to consider before you come in here. I mean, you can do AI mastering in these days. It's kind of okay-ish, but I still think that's we're not there yet. Just wait another 25 or 30 years. Maybe then it's really good. At this
I come
point,
back in 30 years. We'll schedule you.
yeah, at this point I would hand this to a competent person who just does it for a living. That's an important thing to know before coming in here. I don't do the mastering stuff. I do the recording, editing, and mixing, of course.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if you have special requests about microphones, I mean, I have a lot of a good collection. My mic locker is filled with a lot of good stuff. But yeah, like I said, there's a nice place where you can rent vintage U47s if you want to. I don't know if that tells you
What would
anything,
you
but
say is your
it's
what
yeah.
would you say is your the ideal mic to capture a surf tone like coming out of a showman?
Okay, you really want to know?
I don't know. I would be able to use it in practice, but I know a lot of people watching this would want to know.
Okay, this is crazy. I've tried a lot of things, and I put every microphone I can get my hands on in front of the showman cabinet, and I was never satisfied. Never. So today I'm doing a blend of 5 microphones, which is an SM57, which is the most basic microphone you can get. This is has been used for guitar for almost forever. Sennheiser MD421. This is also a super basic microphone for everything. You can throw it on everything. You can throw it on drums, bass, guitar. It's a it's good. It's working in the mids. It has something in the mids that is really standing out. And for the lows, and this is where it gets interesting. I mean, these two microphones in combination are nice, but it didn't give me that edge, like I said, the movement of the air wasn't translated to the recording. Is a Royer, it's a ribbon microphone, the Royer R121. It's just a ribbon microphone. You put these three together up close to the baffle, you have to, or to the cone. You have to be very aware of where you put them. I'm not going into that. That's super nerdy. And for the room sound, I'm using a combination of Biodynamic M160 and M130 in mid-side configuration, which is a thing I would have to draw out right now to explain it. Just Google mid-side. you will find a nice video of Steve Albini explaining it. Um, it is a stereo effect that was invented before stereo was invented, actually. So it works. You just put one microphone that points in the direction of the speaker, and the other one points to the sides at the 90-degree angle. Then you copy that, put it on the other side, so you have a like a T,
Oh yeah.
and then you flip the face on one side, and then you bring that side microphone up. And the magic of that is you get a stereo spread of that room signal combined with the closed microphones. And most people in these days, unfortunately, listen on their phone.
Yeah.
Um, the good thing is, if you use this technique and good microphones, it still translates because only the side information is lost and it's not too critical for the sound. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
going on a full stereo, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is it. This is super wide sound. But if it gets narrowed down on a small phone speaker, it's still there. It still has everything you want. So that's a 5 microphone combination for recording the guitars. You want to hear how to
Nice.
record the bass as well?
Uh, d- Dude, do it while you're here. Make it worth our while.
Okay. The for the bass, it's pretty crazy. I bought this Fender Bandmaster for 1962, all original. It's crazy good condition. Um, and I had it sitting here and wasn't happy with it for recording. I recorded some tracks with it on the guitar and was like, I prefer the Showman. Okay, so a guy from another studio borrowed it, and then after a couple of months, he gave it back to me, and he said, "Dude, I recorded bass with that thing, and it's so incredible. I don't want to give it back to you. Actually, I would like to buy it." And I was like, uh-huh. You cannot imagine how good the bass sounds through that thing. And yeah, he was right. He was so right. And I'm using 2 microphones. I'm using a Biodynamic M380, and this one, this is a Electro Voice RE20. It's the black edition. Usually they come in this beige color. Um, this is for the top end. The buyer is for the low end. Sometimes I mix in the I signal as well, if I want to have a real separation of the frequencies. And yeah, it's crazy that Bandmaster combined with a 15-inch JBL D130F speaker is sounding crazy. You can do Motown stuff on that thing if you want. It's like crazy good. When the Kilian came in, Chris, the bass player, he owns like I don't know how many basses he owns. He owns basses. He's a bass player. He owns basses, and he brought them all. We were sitting here one afternoon, just trying every combination of amps, microphones, cabinets, and basses. And he used his Rickenbacker to record the latest
Oh,
album.
really?
It sounds so awesome, man. It's crazy. I had so much fun editing and mixing that stuff. It was like wow, it's such a good bass sound. It's really crazy.
What is that out yet?
No, no, no. It's a upcoming release, a full album.
Oh, I can't wait to listen now.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I just listened again to. I finished it like right before the Surfer Joe Festival this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I just yeah, we talked. I had some rough time, funerals in the family,
Yeah.
and
I'm sorry
I
to hear
just
that.
yeah, thank you. So I was off for like 2 weeks, and I just Ralph came over to my place yesterday, and we listened to that stuff again. We were like, man, it sounds so good. It sounds so awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Good. Well, while we're here, we hit the guitars, we hit the bass. Okay, you have that great sonar drum kit. Uh, you have to talk about that because drums are a super important part of the surf sound.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my approach. I talked. I said Albini before. I'm gonna say Albini again. Listen to every recording of the Pixies or the recordings done by him, the Pixies, or his own band Shellac. I don't know if you know them. This is the drum sound I have in my mind. So for the drums, I'm using the Bayer M201 vintage ones. I think they're M201s. I put them on the top and the bottom, of course, on the snare. Then I have MD421s, the vintage ones on the toms top. On the bottom, I have the Sennheiser's eco clip-on things just to capture the bottom sound. The bottom sound is not that important. That it sounds crazy good, it should be there, so you can mix it, you can blend it in. Because in my experience, recording top and bottom of the drum kit is making a lot of difference. The kick drum, I also use the Bayer M380. Good luck finding one. Um, I was super lucky to find one at a decent price because prices are crazy on Reverb on these things. I cannot imagine paying 1 grand for a microphone like this. Crazy, but yeah, good luck. And what I do on the this goes inside the kick, and on the batter side, I'm using this lavalier microphone, and I put it up next to the beater, so it just captures the thunk of the beater, and I blend these two together. It's pretty good. As overheads, I'm using the Coles ribbon microphones, super standard, super nice sounding microphones. I put them over the shoulders, like you're looking down on the drum kit. Um, on the rooms, I'm using whatever I can find. um, actually, I'm looking to buy some. I forgot the name again. Some Russian microphones. I just put them on the floor. So the room
Oh,
microphones are just lying on the floor somewhere in the room. It doesn't really matter. It's just put them somewhere far back, as far as you can go. Just put them on the floor, pointing at the drum. Always, what you have to discuss with the drummer before you start is which perspective do you want the drums to be in? Is it the drummer's perspective or is it the audience perspective? That's I don't care. I prefer the drummer's perspective. That's my personal preference, but I don't care. So yeah, so that's the first thing, and then I put a large diaphragm condenser microphone in the hallway and capture that sound for natural reverb as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 microphones on the drums on the drum kit.
holy shit.
Yeah. Well,
That's why.
yeah. We tried a lot of things. Luckily, my drummer is a super nice dude, B, a super good drummer, and C, also into recording. And we spend days in here just trying out different stuff and putting microphones in different places. And this is what works best. I have some drum recordings. I sometimes only listen to these drum recordings and I'm like, damn, that's so good. It's not so good. It's yeah, it's a little bit more on the modern side. If you want a little bit more vintage kind of vibe, you should take some of the microphones away. Just, I mean, I will capture them anyway to have them. Disk space is unlimited almost, and if you want to have a more vintage sound, you can just go for the overheads and the rooms. Maybe it's a little bit more vintage. I mean, I've been talking to Lorenzo lately, and he said his goal is to record his next album with only one microphone in the room. So
Oh, wow.
that's a completely different approach. I love the idea, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. There was do you remember that band in the 90s called the Squirrel Nut Zippers?
Of course, I know them. I love them.
Great band. And Yeah, and like very, very, very talented. Um, they recorded that hit album they had with one microphone.
Really?
Yes, and I
That's
remember that
amazing.
specific. I remember that specifically because I'm like, what is it about this recording that makes them sound so different? And it was
Which
just
one
the
was it?
performance. What's that?
Which record was it? I have them all, by the way. I love the
Okay,
stuff.
okay. So I think it's called Hell. Is that right?
Oh, Hell
Um,
is on the something with chocolate. I think is the album called. Is it? Oh, hot? No, it's
yeah.
hot. Hot. The album is called Hot. I think.
Yes, I have the vinyl here. Um,
Super cool.
so good. And I mean, I'm sure that was an experiment for them, and it was a one time thing because every album that every band does always sounds different. So I think bands like to experiment, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, of course.
but that one in particular, I was like, oh, like that one was like very very unique sounding, and I
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
it was just pleasing to the ears, even if you don't appreciate that kind of music. It sounds so different the way it was
Music
recorded.
is great. Everybody who doesn't appreciate that kind of music is well,
They're nuts.
if you love music, you cannot say you don't like them. That's just not
Yeah,
possible. It's not possible. Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
see them live once.
Our guitar ex guitar player Mario from he is from Colombia, I think, Latin America, and he played with
Hmm.
them a show. He has a surf band called Los Planktons,
Okay.
and they played with this as a support band with the Squirrel Nut Zippers. And he said, "Dude, he played a shitty Dan electro guitar. It was like falling apart, and he sounded so good."
Yeah, it's like that one when you get that one instrument that, and then you see like it's like the signature instrument for that musician,
Yeah.
and it looks like they've played it for 20, 30 years, and it looks beat up, but they refuse to, like, there's no substitute for that one once they find that sound.
Uh, I think there's an English saying going like, "Don't be afraid of the guy who brings many guns to a fight. Be afraid of the guy who only brings one knife because he knows how to use it." And that's
Yes.
exactly the point. I, I like guitars. I like collecting guitars. Also, I got a little bit too addicted in collecting guitars. I sold a lot of them again, just kept the ones I really liked. And it's also what I can tell everybody, focus on learning the instrument. The instrument is just the instrument. This is learn how to use that thing, practice, take lessons, learn how to read music, learn how to communicate. It's a language. Music is a language. You have to learn how to speak this language so other people understand
Yeah.
when you're performing with them together. It's so much easier. I started as a kid with a guitar and a dream and had a lot of projects, punk and metal and surf, obviously. And I think that the most important part I learned all in all these years is speaking about music. You know, when you can define what you want, when you have somebody on the other side who's also I would call it educated. It's a difficult word, I know, but and you can communicate on the same level, and you say, "Hey, can you play this in Mixolydian, please, and do quarter triplets over that part, please?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I can try that," and that's fine. So that's my message to all musicians out there. Please, please, please take lessons, pick up a metronome, pick up some sheet music and learn your instrument because this is you only have one life and you really should learn how to master that instrument.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Killian. I really enjoyed this talk, and I hope you did too. And
Yes, thank you.
yeah, I'm gonna send everybody I can your way. We're gonna let everybody know in August about your studio, and you know, I hope to see by that time a little bit more about your Instagram, because you tell a lot of stories on there, and or at least show a lot about what you do, and I'm very interested in seeing more behind the scenes footage. Wink,
Okay,
wink.
got it.
Please join our Patreon page to get special behind the scenes footage and segments exclusive to Patreon, YouTube updates, also a sneak peek of what's coming next week, merch, and also services, free flash drive exclusively for segments in the band.